In this video, I'm going to teach you the basics of planning your inventory and calculating your turn rate. I'm going to warn you, there's some math involved, so get your pen, your paper, your calculator, and let's get going. Don't you wish you had a magic 8-ball that we could shake and it would tell us what's going to happen for the rest of the year with COVID-19? Well, we're going to have to do a little more guesstimation this year. But if you will dig into your numbers, they will tell you a lot. Let me tell you something my mother-in-law shared with me when I started working in the family business. Nothing's easy. So if you were hoping I had the easy button that was going to give you a magical cure, I'm sorry, that does not exist. But if you are willing to roll up your sleeves, dig into your numbers, and get to work, you can do this. So where do you start? It all starts with department structure. Do you track your sales and inventory by departments or categories? Good inventory management starts with good sales projections by department. The best way to set those goals is to look over the previous 2 years of history and see how each department is trending, and then you can set your goal for the upcoming year. So you may be asking yourself right now, how much inventory am I supposed to have on hand? To know that answer, you need to know your turn rate. What is your turn rate? Your turn rate is measuring how fast your inventory moves out of your store. This is the most important calculation you need to know to manage your inventory. The greatest source of increased cash flow comes from increasing your turn rate. This is where the money is. To calculate your turn rate, you take your total sales at retail for a 12-month period, divide it by your average inventory at retail for the same period. So, if your sales for last year or the previous 12 months was $500,000 and your average inventory over that same time period was $250,000, then your turn would be 2, meaning you turn your inventory twice a year. So with 52 weeks in a year, you would always need to have 26 weeks worth of inventory on hand, or about 6 months worth. Maybe you don't know your average on-hand inventory, especially by department. Well, you have 2 options. First, you can go back to your monthly accounting and get your inventory for each month. That'll be for the entire store, but it's a place to start. And number 2, we're going to guesstimate some today. If we're guesstimating, I would say go for a turn rate of 3. The overall turn rate for the average gift store is somewhere between 2 and 3. But you have to break it down by department. Your clothing might be 5 turns and your general gifts might be 2.5. So now that you have a turn rate, whether it's the accurate one or your guesstimate one, what do you do with it? You divide your turn rate into 12. 12 months divided by your turn rate equals how many months worth of inventory you need to have on hand. So if your turn rate was 3, 12 divided by 3 equals 4 months of inventory on hand. And remember, every department could have a different turn rate. So be sure that you go and calculate how many months of inventory that you need on hand for each department based upon the turn rate. So if you've been one who's been having to guesstimate, this is what I want you to do. Start keeping track of your on-hand inventory by department every month. And within 12 months, you will have your turn rate dialed in. And if you can measure it, you can manage it. And if you can manage it, you can increase it. I know that was a lot, but you can do it. It might sound complicated, but if you're willing to put in the work, I have a great system for you. Our inventory management spreadsheets will set your sales projections, calculate your turn rate, and calculate your open to buy. Click the link below to set up a free 20-minute strategy session, and I can coach you through setting up your open-to-buy system. Take control of your inventory. Don't let it control you. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe. And if you know your turn rate, comment below what your turn rate is and what kind of store you have. For more amazing tips and guides, check out retailclarity.com/coaching. Thanks for watching, and happy retailing.